Peace.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers, Facebookians. Welcome to another edition of Rita's video blog. For once, you're seeing me without my bras. I'm just wearing this t-shirt. I use this one at night right now. So, this is going to be Travel Video Blog 1. Now, first of all, me and Aaron...
Which is day 1 and day 2.
Yeah, day 1 and day 2. So, finally, day 1... we get up to the neighbor. She drives us over at 3:30 in the morning on Monday to take a train to Seattle. Now, Seattle, we're like, oh yeah, this is gonna be great. So we get on the train, and first thing the conductor says is, "Who's got the service animal?" And Aaron's like, "I do." "Well, this way." And I'm like, "I'm following him." And they're like, okay. So we get on the train, and we sit down. It's like 3:30 in the morning. Aaron's trying to get some shut-eye, but he's also being funny. Moppy, he's just laying on the floor like, oh, wow, this is weird. And we're going, for 7 hours. We got into the station. My friend wasn't there yet. So we were thinking of going to look for him, but we don't know directions that well. So we're like, So finally we decided to we waited up on the top. It was like 85 degrees in Seattle after walking around, and I'm wearing heels, and it looks like I'm going to have to buy new heels because I'm putting a lot of hell on my heels walking around through the airports and stuff. But anyways, I'll get to that. So finally, Moppy, and the reason I got this going and to blow is because I wanted to blow the smoke that way because, well, Aaron's smoking, but I'll get to all that. So, we got done with seeing my friend, and we decided to try to...
the Kingdom Deli.
Okay, so me and my friend, I haven't seen in 10 years, Muggs, we go with Aaron over to the Kingdom Deli, right? They're very famous.
Go wrong with pastrami at a deli.
Yeah, pastrami sandwich on rye, right? Wrong. The pastrami sucked.
Sliced, cold, with too much Swiss cheese that overpowered the pastrami, and I think it was roast beef anyways.
Anyways, like Aaron said, all this crap didn't taste like pastrami. So finally leave, we're hanging out. My friend's getting a little tired of it. We're giggling and stuff, but the heat was getting to us.
Mission where we thought we could end up running.
Yeah, we almost, Aaron was worried I was going to run into my crack, coke, heroin niece down at the Gospel Mission. Plus,
we got trying to find the bus.
Yeah, so we were waiting for all these bus stops. Finally, we found out there's a tunnel under Seattle to a point.
And unless the tunnel's closed, the bus doesn't go to the stop we were waiting for.
Exactly.
To go find the tunnel.
So, anyways, we waited at all these stops. We contacted the bus department. We finally get it, right? And because of all these problems, allergies are kicking my butt, by the way. Tree pollens, weed pollen. So, we're chugging along, right? And we finally get off, and lo and behold, Aaron and I must have recalibrated the phone wrong. The battery went dead. But we were stuck in near the airport, about 6-7 miles from the airport or so, and we're wandering the streets in Tukwila. We finally got the sense to get a number through whatever it was, and we called a cab. Well, this lady came out of nowhere. I don't know where she came from, but I call her an angel. She got the taxi to get over to where we're at. The guy unloads us stuff up, and I'm sitting there with my suitcase, my green one in the corner there, and I trust her, and she's like, hey, ma'am, don't worry about it. She loads it in, and I'm sitting there like, mine. I don't know you, lady, but it was an angel. And then she just disappeared.
That was it.
And that was it. And I'm like, wow. So we finally got to our hotel. And we go into our hotel, right? And there's a divider between me and Aaron's room. And the bathroom's huge. I was going to do a video blog about it, or,
Awesome, actually.
It had a little sink bar, and it had, like, a divided area with the closet, with the main bed, but the bed was a California king. The mattress was stiff as hell, and that's the problem. I couldn't sleep, right?
So keyed up that part of it.
Well, can I just tell my story?
Yes.
You're gonna go and do your own on our channel.
At least we watched Lucifer.
Yes, anyways, I was keyed up, right? So, anyways, the bed was stiff as hell. I had 3 pillows, king size pillows. The shower wasn't bad at all, and so, so the guy basically, this is what happened is we had to pay a deposit there, which we didn't know about when we got there, so we're like, fine. So we're just chugging along, right? And finally, Aaron and I are sitting there, and Aaron says, hon, and we apologize. We were almost at each other's throat. Besides being up at 3 in the morning, riding the rails, walking around Tukwila till like 5:30 or 3:30, and it took us 3.5. So because we went down dirt roads and stuff, I'm surprised my heels even made it.
Or the baggage with the, you were worried that you broke the computer because it fell over.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. I was so panicked about the screen. We stopped at a place and it was all these lines. I'm like, oh no, I broke the computer. Well, I went back to the hotel when we got there. First thing I did was wiped it down, turned it on. It wasn't shutting down proper. The reason it wasn't shutting down proper is because it was just overheating from all the humidity.
Yeah, and we went to several businesses in Tukwila, and not one person knew where we were going in Tukwila. And it's like, don't you live around here? I mean, don't you have some clue of the area in which you reside?
So, anyways,
nope, they seem to come in from the freeway, get off for these jobs, and
hold on. Can I actually get it just temporarily? Let me look. As you can see, Moppy is just sitting there being a comfo mop, but we'll get to day 2 in a second, so.
Yeah, well, we called it the Tukwila travesty because that was just insane, because what happened is the Days Inn in Tukwila is right next to a Jack in the Box and next to a Starbucks. So I knew that we passed the Jack in the Box and the Starbucks, and then the next stop we get off and we walk back to the Jack in the Box, and there's the Night's Inn. Well, nope, that was the Days Inn. Tukwila happens to have 2 Jack in the Boxes and 2 Starbucks, and the Starbucks employees didn't even know that there was another Starbucks in Tukwila. So we finally ended up getting directions from Google Maps while we were sitting there at Safeway or at Starbucks, and we started walking that way. And we said, "There's no way this is the way we're going." We got talking to a guy who was leaving his home or whatever, and he says, "Oh no, the only one I know of is way, way over that way."
Old 99, which I grew up in the area, so I'm like,
and so we just passed out right there and said, "Screw it."
And we were worried also about Moppy. So
and Rita almost called up the taxi just to have him take us back to the bus Amtrak and just head home. And I was like, "No, we're going to try to go through this." So I got him to take us to the Night's Inn, and well, that was decent. And I took Moppy for a walk around the area, and it wasn't too bad. So we ended up leaving there at 2 in the morning.
Yes, 2, because we wanted to get there early. They said, "Oh, you got to go through TSA," which day 2.
And we thought we were going to miss our show, Lucifer, which only has 2 episodes left, and we didn't really want to miss an episode. And, well, we couldn't sleep anyway, so we were up.
We were keyed.
We had Dominoes, and we got stuffed. And
no, I felt bad because my nose was clogged with my medicine, and then I couldn't breathe while sleeping.
I don't recommend taking that while you're here, by the way, because the congestion and all that. It'll just make things worse.
And besides, I slept like a baby.
We couldn't smoke a cigar there because it's all non-smoking rooms. And
the guy was really nice. I asked him in the shuttle, when we come in Sea-Tac again after we fly back,
he'll take us back to the bus station when we end up going back.
And all we gotta pay is like $2.50 or $5, and we can take that transit all the way to the tunnel, get off, and then walk across the street to the train station and then board the train. But anyways, day 2, we get up, we get showered. The guy looks at me and he says, "Oh, how was the room?" I said, "Oh, we just slept in it." "Oh, no problem. Your deposit's back. Here you go, ma'am. Enjoy." He's like, "Let me get that for you. You look tired." Well, I was all nicely dolled up and, not wearing my 10 bras. We got to the airport.
Yeah, you feel naked without them, I bet.
Well, we'll get to that part in a minute. So we get in, and we're not telling them where we landed.
So we end up getting on the plane.
Oh, no.
Oh,
We were
yeah.
sitting there at
And
Sea-Tac.
we couldn't find any TSA open. And it's like, how do we catch a plane in 2 hours if there's no TSA open? So we're wandering around, and we find
There's this
woman.
lady that's delayed, like Air Lithuania. And the line is like 600 people. That's like a.
It was maybe 50.
Actually, no, it was more than that because there was like 6 rows.
Anyway,
of people.
she said go down to
checkpoint
3. So we went all the way down to the 3rd checkpoint, and they were open, and there was nobody in line. And all the people for our plane, I happened to notice several of them, and they were just sitting around because they didn't know to go find a checkpoint. So we went through, and TSA was awesome. Heck, how often does a person get to say TSA was awesome? We got to.
Well, I mean, the lady's like explaining this. I said, here's my disabilities. Oh, so she explains it. And we went through, and the one lady, I'm sitting there, I was like, excuse me. And she's like, a Filipino lady. She's like, yes, what can I do for you?
I forgot my computer.
I said, I forgot my computer. She looks over. Oh.
That was almost mistake number 2, as we almost forgot the computer.
The only thing that happened on my travels, which was my stupidity, and I'll buy a new pair, is headphones. When I get back to...
oh, that's me in the mirror. I'm noticing movement back there. I'm like, what's Moppy doing back there? And I'm like, oh, wait, that's my feet.
Sleeping. He's buried in your bed there. Anyways, so we finally get through TSA. They were awesome.
Oh, I thought was Richard Sherman for certain. He looked identical to Richard Sherman.
Anyways, I asked the TSA lady about the bathrooms. So I go in there, and there's this little fat Filipino doing something. She's like, can I help you, ma'am? I'm like, oh, no. And then I'm like, what do I do? And she's like, oh, you do this, ma'am. And she showed me another way to dry because they got these funky little dryers connected to the sinks.
Yeah, it's kind of odd.
And then at the end, she says, don't forget to push the little button,
And I forgot to do that, and I was going to say it was bad because there was blood on the floor in there. And I was like, what the heck is blood on the floor in the men's restroom for?
So then, we got to the terminal, and we're sitting there, and me and Aaron's giggling a bit. And
I kind of was drifting off a bit and waking up.
And then me and Aaron loved it because on our travels...
That was Moppy's last water break, too.
On our travels, we were watching all the people coming in, and they were giving us the stink eye as we're sitting there like, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Yeah, and then we almost got in line to get boarded, and then we realized, wait, they're boarding people with children and disabilities and stuff over there. So we ended up getting out of line, going around, and getting on.
And these people are looking at us again.
And then the plane was pretty empty. Rita had somebody sitting near her, and I had a guy sitting near me, but I could have moved behind Rita and sat over there.
And just so you know, my subscribers, one of the stewardess was hot looking. I mean, I have never seen it. And I was flirting with her. She knew it. I'm like so missed when I was in the back because they had two planes, first class plane, and then you had the other guy and you had her, and they were in the back, and I was in the back getting some extra coffee and stuff. And I said, "Oh, you changed your shoes?" She says, "Yeah, turbulence. You can hurt yourself wearing heels."
They looked almost the same, but one was flats. Anyways, we finally Moppy did very well on the plane. And then we managed to get we never actually said how he was on the train, but he slept the whole way on the train, never had a problem. He was okay even on the accordion bus.
Yeah,
and we were right on the articulating accordion section with the little rotating floor.
and being transgendered, okay? I only had one person today in Denver who was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir." I said, "Do I look like a sir?" And she looks at my shoes. "Oh, I'm sorry, miss. Where is my stinking terminal?" She's like, "Oh, you just go straight down that way." Me and Aaron's like, "Okay, no problem." Aaron's like, "Which one is it?" We got off at gate B1, and we had to go to gate
actually,
B92.
It was like B6 we got off of, and we had to go to B92, which is the other end.
We must have walked like 2 miles.
No, it took us about 35, 40 minutes to walk the whole thing, which means it was over a mile, probably. But
no, it took us 27 minutes to walk from the clinic to this hotel today. But anyways, we're not giving the details. But anyways,
So, anyways, we're in Denver, and we managed to get down there, and our plane's late, and we finally get boarded and everything. And it's kind of a cramped little plane, but Moppy's happy as heck, and well, actually, he was exhausted as heck. It's more like it, totally out of gas. Oh, and in Denver Airport, he pissed on the floor. He tried several times, but he was dry because he hadn't had enough water. Anyways, he pissed on the floor, and I was afraid somebody would say something. I'm like, you know what? If they if any of the people that work at the airport say anything to me, they're the only airport that doesn't have a puppy park within the airport to help with relieving a dog. And so it's like their problem. Anyways, we finally touched down in our destination town, which Rita wants to keep quiet
right now for protection of the doctor.
We took we managed to get our baggage, and we got out, and we walk up to these guys, and we're like, "This is where we catch a taxi," and they're like, "That guy's the next one in line," so we ended up going up to him, and he seemed not to be popular with them. He wasn't chatting them up or anything, and so
he opens the door and he goes, "Welcome, ma'am, welcome," and I'm like, "Thank you." I'm wearing my cute little hat.
So he saved us some money by getting us here quicker. Which I guess they could have gone another route, because we looked it up online, and it was like all of them said $30, $35, and he was a little less than 20, and so I'm hoping we won't have to go over that again.
So
it's cutting into our finances. Oh, and we also found out that we had to pay a deposit at the one hotel, and we weren't expecting a deposit, so that cut into our money a bit, because I'm going to have to pay a deposit on the way back so that we could stay a night there. So, anyways, we finally get in, but I've been dealing with a migraine pretty much the last 2 days. And so,
don't forget my sinus.
And we hadn't eaten since last night around 9 o'clock. And so we get to the doctor's appointment, and all goes well with the doctor's appointment. Enough said on that, because Rita did another video on that. So
yeah, but I didn't upload it. You told me
no, that's going to be part of her before and after. And I usually don't take part in your videos, but this one, yeah, it's...
Anyway, so we finally walked...
Then we ended up walking from the clinic all the way down here, and at first it seemed like forever, but that's because of all our baggage. And it's really not all that bad of a walk. Really nice neighborhood and stuff to walk through. And first thing I did was I went to McDonald's while Rita was in the shower, and then we ate, and crappy McDonald's, and the first restaurant we go to here nearly shorts us food, and I went back, and they were really nice about it, and they gave me the food. And anyways, we're going to be regretting that, because it's McDonald's, and we always do. We always say we'll never eat there
again. At least the lady said we can have... and if you notice, the rest, we were here at the hotel, the day manager, she was saying that they use McDonald's for the pancakes. So if we want pancakes tomorrow, it'll be from McDonald's.
No, she says if you want anything like that, go to McDonald's. So they don't use that. It's just, you know.
Well, we're entitled to a complimentary breakfast, and I'm utilizing it.
So we'll have the complimentary breakfast. It's not McDonald's, but they have cereal and donuts and stuff. I'll eat a couple donuts. Heck, might as well take advantage of free food when we can have it.
Exactly. You know, we're paying for it anyways. So.
But anyways, right after we got done eating, we took a food
siesta.
coma nap. And
I gotta say, the bed where we were at, the beds were stiff as a board.
And these beds are really soft, and the pillows are
and Moppy, he's sleeping away right there again.
Yeah, well, he's just totally tuckered out.
I mean, that little guy had to endure a train ride, 2 plane rides,
a bus ride,
and walk all over.
And a taxi ride, and a car ride, and a shuttle ride.
Oh, don't forget one other thing that I gotta say. The shuttle ride, the taxi ride, and the bus. You forgot to talk about the bus tunnel. Those 3 large dogs.
Oh, yeah, and I love this in Seattle. We go to get on the bus, and the guy says, oh, you're going to have to pick your dog up, because we got 3 very large dogs up here, and we don't want them getting in a fight. And I'm like, we're just going to wait for the next bus. It's like, How the heck is there that many service dogs? I mean, yeah, it's Seattle. You figure if Quincy has only one where we live, then Seattle might have a dozen or so, or 2 dozen service
And
dogs.
the
But what's the
guy,
likelihood you're
and
going to
one
have four
guy
out
I
of one
noticed
box?
had
A Chihuahua.
a service Chihuahua, and another one had a wiener dog. It's like, no.
Yeah, these are not service dogs. They can't provide a service. That means they're a therapy. And as far as I know, even in Seattle, therapy dogs don't just get to ride with you.
Oh, I know, you know, and everyone we've talked to said that Moppy has been just excellent, you know.
Yeah, they all comment about how good he is, as if the service dogs they're familiar with have been horrible. And it's like, oh, he's done this before. He's sleeping. No, that's what he knows to do. He knows we're sitting down for a while. He knows that we settled in. He's decided to lay down because there's nothing for him to do anyways.
Oh, yes, I'm going to have to get out of my coat my wasabi snack.
Oh, that was actually really good. She's never had wasabi peas. My grandmother loved them, and she was like 80 when she started enjoying them, and she ate them until she was like 92, and then nursing home. And they still brought her wasabi peas now and then because my dad she loved them, so my dad would get them and bring them to her for a treat.
What I thought was funny on the little puddle jumper we had, I was sitting there, right? And the lady's like, oh, if you want another cup of coffee, dear, I can get it. But she's sitting there, right? And I noticed everyone wanted like juice and water and not many coffee. So she had enough coffee to share around. And yet at the same time, I'm looking around. She's like, oh, hi, hon. What do you want? And Aaron's like, oh, well, I'll have a ginger ale. Oh, no problem, hon. Next thing you know, I'm like, where's the can? Because
Ever since I was a kid, every time I take a plane, I get ginger ale. It's like me and going to eat out. Like if I eat out, I go and get a diet Pepsi or Diet Coke, and I don't
what
drink
was it
diet.
you got today?
Today on the plane, ginger ale.
No, I mean for crappers.
Oh, that's different. I got that to go, so I ended up getting Powerade because I knew I needed electrolytes. I haven't been drinking enough fluids with all this running around, and
Man, like I said,
got
the
you
allergies
lemonade.
is giving me hell.
because I figured lemonade would do more to refresh you than just about anything else.
Yeah, I
drank
drank the lemonade and I was like, oh, time to take a little nap. And every time I turned around there, I'm like, where's the moppy? I'll roll them up like newspaper.
Yeah, well, I still owe hitting you with a reindeer, but I gotta go catch the reindeer first. But yeah, I'm a snorer, and I'm traveling with Rita to make sure she's okay and everything, and be there for support for her. So she gets to put up with my snoring, whether she likes it or not.
So tomorrow's adventure is we're gonna go, I think, to the clinic again to sign papers and
no,
go to the dollar
that's
store.
Thursday. The only thing we got to do tomorrow is Dollar General.
And
got to get lunch, which we'll probably get at Pizza Hut, and we'll probably have the 555 thing, whatever, $15, and then I'll probably get some peanut butter and some bread at the Dollar General if they have bread and peanut butter,
well,
which
we'll
I think
find
they
out.
will.
Because I wouldn't mind having some sandwiches in to save a lot of money. And besides that,
Yeah, because I realize not only am I going to need 25, but I need about $10 over in case it goes over that, so that's 35. And
I do want to say, for the record, I
the
asked
doctor
a question.
thinks you should take a taxi back, which is going to be another $5 to $6.
Exactly, and I have that on my card.
We honestly were not prepared for this, so we're hurting, and it's going to be fun. We'll see if we can do it.
Yes, and so
I was disappointed that McDonald's was $16 because they had no deal on the food there anymore. It's like, what, you don't have the 2 for $5 Big Macs, or it's like everything's full price right now.
Anyways, this is for video diary 1 and 2. We will make a video diary.
We'll do another video blog in another day or two and update with the. Well, that'll end up being your surgery date and tomorrow. So
I just hope I have no trouble here in this town, which so far I haven't. I've had nothing. I've been wearing my sun hat and laying low. So
yeah, we'll probably stay in the apartment tomorrow. Hotel.
Yeah, to rest up because we're basically
exhausted.
exhausted.
Going to the Dollar General, which will probably be on Moppy's morning walk, and going on Moppy's night walk. Oh, he's looking at me like, walk. I don't want to walk right now.
Well, anyways, we've made this long enough.
Oh, yes, most
Aaron.
definitely. We've covered everything, but it's been fun so far. It's been entertaining, and there's been a lot of hardship, too.
Yeah, so please look for the next video. I'm sorry I'm not wearing makeup right now. I do need to get some supplies at the dollar store.
But because of TSA and their fluid thing and all that crap, and just didn't take anything with us, really, and...
Oh, and the airport we came into for this city, they had like 4 terminals. It was like Delta and United.
We were surprised the city's got a smaller airport than Wenatchee, Washington, which has a smaller population. I think this one's like 150,000 people, and
No, 300,000.
300,000 people.
And Wenatchee's got less than 40,000.
And Wenatchee's got less than 40,000, but Wenatchee's got like 6 terminals, and this place had 4. And it's like, wow, their airport's small and outdated.
But Wenatchee, the problem is their puddle jumpers are all propeller too.
Yeah.
So, well then, please look for future videos. Please add and subscribe. Please post comments, leave feedback, suggestions. Thank you. And may God bless you all in everything you do.